Welcome to another mysterious journey into the depths of ancient legends and folklore. Today, we travel to the heart of southern Africa, where an infamous creature lurks in stories whispered around fires and riversides. This being is said to bring both fear and fascination to those who dare to speak its name. It is none other than the Tikoloshe, the mischievous water spirit of Zulu lore. In Zulu mythology, the Tikoloshe is not just a monster, but a warning. It represents a blend of superstition, spiritual power, and the human need to explain the unexplainable. This small, often invisible creature is said to cause nightmares, sickness, and sometimes even death. But its story goes deeper than simple fright. It reflects the social and moral fabric of the Zulu people. The Tikoloshe is described as a short, goblin-like figure. It is usually said to be the size of a child or a dwarf. Its body is often covered in hair, with glowing eyes that pierce through the darkness. Some say it has a single eye in the middle of its forehead, giving it a haunting, unnatural appearance. Others describe it as a water-dwelling being, slippery and wet, with a mischievous grin that chills the spine. The origins of the Tikoloshe's powers are tied to dark magic. According to legend, a powerful witch or sangoma can summon the Tikoloshe. This is done to punish enemies or to cause chaos in a village. Once invoked, the Tikoloshe becomes a spirit servant of destruction. It can sneak into homes, unseen by most humans, and carry out the evil wishes of its master. One of the most chilling parts of the Tikoloshe myth is its invisibility. People say it can make itself unseen by drinking water or rubbing a special magical powder on its skin. Because of this power, the Tikoloshe can enter houses unnoticed and torment its victims during the night. It may climb onto beds, sit on chests, or whisper terrifying sounds in the ears of the sleeping. This invisible tormentor is blamed for nightmares, suffocation, and even sudden unexplained deaths. In Zulu culture, the Tikoloshe is also associated with sleep paralysis. Before modern science explained the condition, people believed a Tikoloshe sat on the chest of sleeping victims. It would weigh them down, making them unable to breathe or move. This terrifying experience led many to fear sleeping too close to the ground. To protect themselves, people developed unique habits and remedies. One of the most famous protections against the Tikoloshe is sleeping on raised beds. In rural villages, you will find beds built high above the floor, supported by bricks or stones. This is because the Tikoloshe, being short, cannot climb high surfaces easily. By sleeping above the ground, people believed they could escape its reach. Another form of protection was the use of charms or spiritual cleansing. A traditional healer might mix herbs, ashes, and sacred water to ward off the creature. The healer would sprinkle this mixture around homes or burn it as incense. They believed the smoke created a barrier that the Tikoloshe could not cross. Some would also pray to their ancestors for protection, asking them to guard the household from evil spirits. While the Tikoloshe is mostly feared, it is also a source of humor and storytelling. In modern South African culture, it has become a popular trickster figure. People joke about the Tikoloshe being the cause of small accidents or strange events. If something goes missing, someone might say, the Tikoloshe took it. This playful use of the myth keeps it alive in everyday conversation. However, behind the humor lies a deeper cultural message. The Tikoloshe legend reminds people of the consequences of envy, jealousy, and evil intentions. It warns against using dark magic to harm others. Those who summon a Tikoloshe often face punishment themselves. The creature, once unleashed, can turn on its master and bring destruction to their own home. In some stories, the Tikoloshe has a tragic or lonely side. It is sometimes said to be a spirit that was once human. A person who died with anger or greed might be transformed into a Tikoloshe. Condemned to roam between the worlds of the living and the dead, it seeks revenge or mischief to fill its emptiness. This interpretation gives the legend a haunting sadness beneath the fear. Over time, the Tikoloshe has crossed from oral storytelling into modern media. It appears in movies, books, and television shows across Africa and beyond. Filmmakers often portray it as a horror creature, but also as a symbol of African spirituality and folklore. Artists depict it in paintings and sculptures, giving form to the mysterious being that once existed only in imagination. Through these artistic expressions, the Tikoloshe continues to evolve with each generation. Even in urban areas, where modern life dominates, belief in the Tikoloshe still survives. Reports occasionally surface of people blaming the Tikoloshe for strange deaths or illnesses. Some communities still visit traditional healers to cleanse their homes from its influence. Whether people truly believe or not, the fear and respect for this spirit remain deeply rooted. Psychologists have studied the Tikoloshe as an example of how folklore shapes human behavior. It shows how ancient beliefs can influence how people perceive illness, dreams, and death. For example, in times of tragedy, blaming a Tikoloshe helps people cope with grief or fear. It gives meaning to things that are otherwise beyond understanding. This makes the legend both a cultural explanation and an emotional shield. There are also versions of the Tikoloshe story outside the Zulu community. Different tribes across southern Africa have similar beings with local names. Among the Xhosa, Sotho, and Tswana peoples, stories exist of small, malevolent water spirits. Each version carries the same theme of supernatural punishment and protection. This shows how deeply the myth has spread and adapted across regions. Interestingly, not all Tikoloshe stories are dark. In some lighter tales, the creature plays pranks but never causes harm. It might hide objects, untie animals, or make funny noises in the night. These stories turn the Tikoloshe into a symbol of chaos and laughter, not pure evil. Such versions are told to children, teaching them about respect, humility, and cleverness. The dual nature of the Tikoloshe, both trickster and terror, reflects the balance in African spirituality. Every spirit, whether good or bad, serves a purpose in maintaining cosmic order. The Tikoloshe reminds people that power must be used wisely. It teaches that evil deeds will always return to haunt their source. Thus, it becomes more than a monster, it is a moral teacher cloaked in fear. In recent years, storytellers have used the Tikoloshe to explore social issues. Films and literature portray it as a symbol of guilt, corruption, or psychological trauma. For example, a character haunted by the Tikoloshe may actually be battling inner demons or past sins. This modern interpretation turns an old legend into a reflection of the human mind. It keeps the myth relevant, proving that folklore never truly dies, it just changes form. Whether seen as a literal being or a symbolic force, the Tikoloshe remains one of Africa's most enduring legends. It embodies the mystery of the unseen world and the human need to believe in something greater. Its tales are told to warn, to entertain, and to connect generations through shared fear and wonder. The Tikoloshe stands as a reminder that every culture has its shadows, and its lessons hidden within them. As we close this exploration into the realm of Zulu folklore, remember that myths like the Tikoloshe are more than just ghost stories. They are windows into the human spirit, showing how people across time have faced fear, evil, and morality. So the next time you hear a strange sound in the night or feel a sudden chill, perhaps it's just the wind, or perhaps the Tikoloshe is near. Thank you for watching this deep dive into one of Africa's most fascinating legends. If you enjoyed learning about the Tikoloshe and the mysteries of Zulu lore, don't forget to like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more tales of myths, monsters, and folklore from around the world. And stay tuned for the next story, where we uncover another legend that blurs the line between fear and fascination. Until then, keep your lights on and your bed raised, just in case the Tikoloshe decides to visit tonight.